What's going on, guys? It's Tuesday, the 8th of October, 2024, and it's 2:30 p.m. here in Germany. This is the Insanity Report for today. And yesterday I told you guys I wanted to share something important with you today, and that's what I'm going to do. That's what this Insanity Report is going to be dedicated to. So bear with me, listen up close. It's really important, this issue, okay? And we all know that there is child sex trafficking going on, right? We know it's going on a large scale. There's no denying it. I mean, even the government in the States itself has come out with profit numbers. How they got these numbers is something you ought to ask yourself, right? But they claim that they know that the child sex trafficking industry is $34 billion or something like that. Over $30 billion for sure a year. A $30 billion a year industry, child sex trafficking, right? And you know, you want to ask yourself, how would the government know these numbers and not be able to actually do anything about it? Because they really aren't. They're really not doing much about it, right? You know, they aren't really trying to find the missing kids from the southern border in the States, for example. We know there's tens of thousands of kids missing. There was a Border Patrol agent, I made a video about this last year, Dr. Phil, went and interviewed a Border Patrol agent on the border, at the southern border in America. And that Border Patrol agent admitted that he is part of a child sex trafficking operation, and so is the rest of the Border Patrol in America. Now, what's the excuse for this? Well, they're just doing their job. They're being told to stand down. This Border Patrol agent explained to Dr. Phil that unaccompanied minor children, like underage children, come across the border, and then they have phone numbers written on their arms. And all the Border Patrol does is call these phone numbers, verify that the person on the other of the phone is the kid's aunt or uncle or stepfather or fucking something. They claim they're relatives to these kids and go ahead and put them on a bus and send them on over. We've got them, right? And the Border Patrol didn't do any real verification where these kids are going. They call the numbers, they send the kids on their way, and they're gone. And that's it. To me, the Border Patrol agent is part of the child sex trafficking operation because he admitted a lot of these kids are being sold into child sex slavery or regular child slavery, you know, or they're being used for organ harvesting for very, very rich elite people. This is all going on, people. You know what I mean? And we can't just ignore it. You can't just pretend that it's not happening, because even on mainstream media, you do hear about it once in a while. Now, not a lot. They don't like to cover it a lot. They talk about it once in a while. But a $34 billion a year industry that money is being made over the backs of helpless kids that are being basically kidnapped and sold to the highest bidder. You know, put on porn videos for the dark web, sold to perverts, and organ harvested for rich elites. You know, where are these kids all going? Well, they're going into child sex slavery. You know what I mean? It's not that hard to figure out. If the government knows these numbers, then they must be somehow involved if they're not really doing anything to combat it. You know, have you guys seen the movie Sound of Freedom? I mean, a lot of you probably have. Fantastic movie. And that basically shows the reality of how the child sex trafficking industry is being combated, right? It's not by law enforcement in all these countries. It's not by the authorities. No, it's by basically, you know, for lack of a better word, vigilante groups that go and hunt these people down, do surveillance on their own dime to figure out what's going on with the kids. And once they've gathered enough evidence that they can report it to an official, sheriff's department, police department, the FBI, whatever, then they go ahead and do that. But that costs a lot of work and a lot of investigation that actually the government officials should be doing, but they're not for some reason. No, instead, they're sending all their money to Ukraine and locking up grandma for January 6th and all this other bullshit. No, they're not doing what they're there to do. That's being left up to individual citizens and individual groups of citizens like those of Sound of Freedom. So if you remember Sound of Freedom, remember how that went. That's how this problem is being combated. That's all, right? That's all. Now, how do I know this? I've got a buddy who's in America. He's a Rumbler. He's a Substacker. He is very, very smart guy. He's a constitutional scholar. He knows a lot about the law, the legal system, and the Constitution. He makes very interesting political videos and also funny ones. I gotta say, he's funny. He made me cool logos, and he is doing all of this only to raise money to help rescue children that have been kidnapped into child sex slavery, right? That's all the proceeds of anything that he does online goes to that. He wrote a book. Half of the proceeds of the book are going to child sex trafficking, helping find these kids and rescue these kids. He has a plan where he sets up people who want to get rid of old stuff they don't really need anymore. Now that's how eBay got big, right? eBay got big because people were able to garage sale their stuff online without having to schlep all their crap out on the front lawn every weekend to hold a garage sale until it's done. That's how eBay got big, right? That people were like, wow, I can sell my stuff on eBay. But a lot of people don't even sell their stuff, right? It's not worth much money to them. It's too much of a hassle to put it on eBay. And so what you can do is you contact my buddy Brian. KMAG is his handle on Rumble, right? You contact him, you ship him the stuff that you want to get rid of, and he will sell it on eBay for a small profit. And every one of those profits goes to rescuing children. You know, if he gets views on Rumble and Rumble pays him money for the views he gets on his videos, he uses that money to invest in rescuing children from child sex slavery. And how does he do this? Well, he is the guy that funds these groups that are actually out there doing the surveillance on these child sex traffickers, right? The traffickers. They're the ones out there, like Sound of Freedom, right? They're the ones out there on the road doing the work. They're following these people that they suspect of being involved. They're casing out their houses, they're casing out their places, and a lot of times they do end up rescuing kids. They just recently rescued a bunch of kids. And Brian will tell you all about it, all about the successes they've had on his videos, right? And what he does is he raises money for them so that when they need equipment like parabolic mics, or you know they need to use burner phones, so they need to buy burner phones. They need to be able to get prepaid burner phones, prepaid credit cards in order to buy stuff anonymously. They have to be very careful because the people involved in this child sex trafficking industry are very, very powerful people and very, very dangerous people because there's a lot on the line for these guys, right? A lot on the line. If they get caught, their life is over, and they know it, right? And the people behind them, they've got even bigger problems if they get caught. That's why we've never seen the list, the black book of Jeffrey Epstein. That's why we're probably not going to get any information about anybody that visited these P. Diddy parties, right? You know what I'm saying? It's probably not going to happen because they're being protected. They're being protected because the people at the highest echelons of power are all involved in this shit, right? One way or another. Either there's something on them or they've got something on someone else. They've all got something on each other. And that's how they keep each other in line and keep each other from talking. And Jeffrey Epstein was an anomaly. He wasn't supposed to get caught, right? Wasn't supposed to get caught, and they weren't supposed to do anything. All this information was not supposed to come out, and it largely hasn't. They've been able to cover it up. The American people are just sucking it up like, okay, well, I guess the government doesn't want us to know, so we'll just accept it, just like with everything else, right? So we're not going to find out who the powerful people are behind it. But make no mistake, they're very dangerous, right? And so these groups of guys that are going out there trying to physically rescue these children by doing surveillance on the traffickers and turning in the evidence to police departments, sheriff's departments, FBI, etc. They're out there doing the work, but they need equipment. They're not, this is not a cheap thing to do. You know what I mean? They need to spend all their time doing it. So they need money to be able to do it. And Brian is one of the guys that everything he does is to raise money for these groups to be able to rescue these children. Everything, right? And he needs support. He needs some support. He's having a hard time finding people that will donate to this cause, which is weird because it's a very important cause, not only for the lives of these kids. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine if your kid was taken in by one of these child sex traffickers and never to be seen again. And because of one of these groups, one of these organizations that is out there trying to rescue them, they were saved, how thankful you would be. But these groups would not exist if no money comes in to help them, right? They would not exist. And if you're donating money to some sort of NGO or government organization, forget it. You're pissing it away. You know what I'm saying? You're pissing it away. Because the majority of the money is going to bureaucracy, right? Not to actually helping kids. And the fact is, government organizations have to play by certain rules, right? They have jurisdictional rules. They have jurisdictional problems. It's going to be very hard under the legal rules for them to actually break into a lot of these child sex trafficking rings and a lot of these things that are the trafficking rings that are going on. It's going to be very hard for them to break into that because they have a lot of rules to follow that these criminal gangs don't follow. And see, that's why donating to anything that's involved with an NGO, which is actually a GO, you know what I mean? We all know a non-government organization means government organization, right? They also all have to play by certain rules, and that's not getting anybody anywhere. So if you really want to help actually rescue kids, you get as close to the source as you can by donating to my buddy Brian. He's got Give, Send, Go. You can follow his Rumble channel, watch his videos, which he also gets paid for. It's not very much. Rumble pays per view, right? Which is great. Great for Rumble. It's not very much, so the more views, the better. The more money he gets. You can subscribe to his Substack, where he writes awesome articles, and he has all his videos also on Rumble. Or also the videos from Rumble on Substack. He does kind of what I do, except he uses all the proceeds of all of the things he does to rescue kids from child sex traffickers. I mean, that's a pretty noble cause. I don't think it should be that difficult for him to get some support. I would like you guys, if anybody was planning to subscribe to my channel on Substack, that costs $5 a month, then I tell you what, if you're planning on doing that, then give your first month to my buddy Brian and subscribe to me a month later, right? Do that. To give the $5 for that month to him. It's the price of us. I mean, what you almost can't buy anything for $5 anymore. You know what I'm saying? $5, a cup of coffee at Starbucks. You know, a newspaper you don't read. Whatever. You know what I mean? There's all kinds of stuff people spend $5 on that they really don't need or don't have to have. And what better investment to make is in rescuing children from child sex slavery or organ harvesting or death. All of it. You know, all of them are no good options. All is horrible. It's all horrible. And you can do something. You can do something to help. You know, like I said, Brian's got Give, Send, Go. He's got his KMAG channel on Rumble. He's got the eBay get rid of your stuff that you don't want anymore program, where he puts the effort in to put a post on eBay, take the pictures of the stuff. He does everything. All you have to do is send it to him, and he will sell it for a price, and that money goes to help child sex trafficking rescues, right? Now that's pretty awesome. And you don't even have to donate $5. You can just give away some of the crap you don't use anymore. It's not that tough. You know what I'm saying? Now for people in Europe that watch my channel, the eBay thing probably won't work out that great because it's going to cost too much money to ship it, right? But for everybody in America, if you want to help this cause, if you want to help donate or help rescue children, if you want to help rescue children from child sex traffickers, then it's very easy to do. All you have to do is one of the things I just said. Either join KMAG's Rumble channel, watch the videos, he gets paid for that. Or donate $5, right? Or $10 or $100 or whatever you got, you know what I mean? To the Give, Send, Go, which I'll put down below. Or, you know, buy his book. He's got a cool novel that is all the proceeds, or half the proceeds, I believe. I think it's half the proceeds. Half the proceeds of the novel go to child rescue, right? But all of the proceeds from everything else that he does go to child rescue. So you can buy his book. You can give away the crap you're not using anyway for him to sell on eBay for the cause. You can donate to the Give, Send, Go. You can join his Rumble channel and watch his videos so he gets paid for that. And you can also contact him directly and ask if there's anything else you can do to get involved in this. Because really, I think that it's being left up to us, people. You know what I mean? It's being, like so many things that the government is responsible for, it's being left up to the citizens to fix it. The governments don't do anything about infrastructure anymore. They don't do anything about education anymore. All they do is worry about virtue signaling, importing illegal immigrants, and pissing away their money on useless wars, pissing away their people on useless wars. They are not into actually helping anybody. And it's a shame that it's like that, but that is the way it is. That's the way it is. And like I said, I believe that that's because they're involved in the whole thing. The governments, a lot of people in high positions, a lot of people in high places are involved in this trafficking situation. And that's why nothing's being done about it, right? So it's being left up to the regular person. And Brian's doing something about it by all of his efforts going towards this cause. And you can also do something about it too. You can donate the money, join the Rumble channel, buy the novel, donate your stuff that you don't use anymore so you can put it on eBay. I mean, it's all very tedious stuff, you know what I mean? For very little profits, but everything that gets in counts. Everything helps. So, guys, you know it's happening, right? Even the government told you $34 billion a year industry. Again, you should ask yourself how they know that, right? How do they know these numbers? Where do they come up with these numbers on anything? I don't get it, you know what I'm saying? I think they just pretend to know shit. They just put out numbers. But hey, $34 billion a year is a high number. It's a large industry. There's a lot of sick motherfuckers out there then. And the only people fighting against it are regular citizens because the authorities are doing basically nothing. And part of it is because their hands are tied. Part of it is because they just don't want to. And part of it is because high up people, high profile people are involved and are able to keep the authorities at bay somehow. So it's really up to us. And all you got to do is just a very little bit. It's not that big a deal. Skip a cup of coffee. Buy the novel and read it. You might enjoy it. Donate to Give Send Go, $5, $10, or watch videos that will inform you, and you might even you might even have a laugh. KMAG's pretty funny. You know what I mean? It's pretty funny. So you should watch it. You should go to his Rumble channel and watch it. I'm going to put all his links down below in this video. Please, I'm going to mention this more times than now in my videos, okay? I'm going to mention it more. It's important that more people get aware of this and are aware that there's something they can do except for throw their money at some NGO that isn't really bringing results anyway. You know, this dude is able to talk directly to the groups that are out there in the field, and he's able to use the donated money to get and finance equipment and stuff that they need in order to operate. That's important. That's right at the heart of the heart of the deal. You're right at the source there. And you're helping directly to the cause instead of first paying a bunch of bureaucrat salaries to some NGO or some nonprofit that is paying salaries and doing all kinds of shit that is costing a shitload of money. You know what I mean? But not really actually that much money going to the actual cause. And by doing it this way, you are donating directly to the cause, directly to them, the people that need the money, that are going to get the money and put it to use. And it's not that much, people. Everybody's got to gear up. Everybody's got to get their shit together. Realize it's just a cup of coffee for a child's life. Come on, guys. All right? You got to do it. You got to do it. So check it out. Again, if you were planning on subscribing to me on Substack for $5 a month, give the first month to KMAG to rescue the kids, right? So don't subscribe to me. Do that next month. Give this $5 to him. He needs it more than me because he's doing something much more noble with that money than I am. Okay? That's just the way it is. So I think that if you really think about it, I think that you'll be able to get yourself to that point where you go, hey, I've got some crap I don't need that can be put on eBay. I'm going to send it his way. Hey, all I've got to do is watch a Rumble channel once in a while to help get this guy some money in his pocket. Hey, let me do that. Oh, I've got a cool novel that might interest me. Well, I'll buy that. Oh, he's also got kick-ass merch. He's got killer t-shirts, all cool messages. I mean, if you're on my team, you're definitely like his messages. The t-shirts are great. I'm getting me some, for sure. You know what I mean? For sure. And the links for that are down there too. So proceeds from the merch also go to help child rescue. I mean, it's a no-brainer, guys. Come on. It's a no-brainer. You can get some cool merch. You can get some cool merch that people will laugh about because, hey, the memes on there are funny. So you're going to get comments on that. And price of a shirt to save a kid's life. Price of a little novel to save a kid's life. Watch a couple Rumble videos to save a kid's life. All those things are things you can do, and everybody can contribute in a small little way or a big way, depending on the size of your pocketbook, your will to do so, etc., etc. So check him out, KMAG on Rumble and on Substack. Check him out. I'm going to put his links down below. He's really doing the work. He's really doing something great. And again, people, it is up to us because the governments are doing squat. So do it. Guys, if you want to get my videos for free in your inbox as soon as they're published, including my articles as soon as they're published, the easiest way to do that is to subscribe to my Substack for either $5 a month or for free. Either one is fine. Again, if you're going to do it for $5 a month, do the first month, give it to KMAG. You'll get it all in your email inbox as soon as it comes out if you subscribe. The links are below. Go ahead and do that. If you're watching this on another platform, then go ahead and follow me there for sure. But, of course, I would like it, and it's easier for you as well, if you all join the Substack channel, because that's where all the content is centralized. There you don't have to go looking for it. You don't need to wait for some sort of notification that's never going to come from YouTube or something like that. You can get it directly sent to you in your email inbox and open it whenever you have time, whenever you want to check it out and read it or watch it. So that's the deal, guys. Check it out. We'll see you guys in tomorrow's Insanity Report. It's going to be another crazy one, I can tell already. And have a great day. Check you later.